Xarelto is a new drug approved in 2011 for the prevention of stroke in patients with atrial fibrillation. It is part of a new class of drugs called new oral anticoagulants. Xarelto claims to provide an improvement upon the standard therapy for atrial fibrillation for the last 50 years, a drug called warfarin, also known as Coumadin. At first blush, Xarelto appears to be equally effective as warfarin at preventing strokes. However, because it is a blood thinner, it also greatly increases your risk of experiencing a major bleeding event. But there's hope, and that it is possible to significantly reduce your risk of suffering a major bleed while on Xarelto. It's a simple blood test. Warfarin patients have undergone these blood tests for decades in an effort to reduce their risk of a major bleeding event. But unlike warfarin, the makers of Xarelto, the drug companies of Bayer and Johnson & Johnson, have claimed in their advertisements and other promotional materials that Xarelto patients don't need to have their blood tested. They claim this is an advantage over warfarin therapy and that not needing a blood test justifies them charging Xarelto patients almost 10 times more than warfarin patients. But this claim is simply not true. Recent publications indicate that if patients on these new drugs, including Xarelto, were to simply have their blood tested and then have their dose adjusted based on the results of that blood test, that their risk of a major bleed could be reduced by as much as 20 to 40%. But this information has not been shared with doctors or patients. If you or a loved one have experienced a serious or fatal bleeding event while on Xarelto, you need to contact an experienced drug litigation attorney immediately to discuss and preserve your legal rights. 11 Papantonio, we are the national leaders in drug litigation. We are invited to speak at all the major conferences. We work with internationally renowned medical scientists. We take the key depositions in these cases, and we will take these cases to trial if necessary. Please call me immediately to discuss your case.